Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Can I ask you something for 10 minutes? I know you like clapping. I'm asking you for 10 minutes not to clap. And if, no. If you like what you hear, you do exactly what you do when you are reading a book and you like what you are reading, you just think about it. Clapping, it's to be emotionally driven. And when we speak about peace, we have to be spiritually, intellectually, rationally driven. We have to take peace seriously. And when we speak about peace, it takes effort. It's not a given. Peace is a goal. And when it comes to inner peace, we all know this. You can't get inner peace if you are not disciplined, if you are not striving to get this inner peace. And it's exactly the same when we speak about collective peace, social peace. It takes effort, and this is something which is the starting point of our discussion here. It's to start with the conditions of peace. And as I'm talking about discipline, one of the most important things that every one of us in her or his personal life, within our families, within our communities, within our societies, within our countries, we need to deal with education. Education is the starting point, and we keep on repeating this, but it starts with self-education. It starts with understanding in which way we have to discipline ourselves, to master ourselves. It has to do with empathy, meaning what I'm doing with myself, I should understand that I have to give it to people around me. Empathy, compassion that we are talking about, forgiveness, it's important. And we should never start or try speaking about peace without connecting peace with justice, dignity, and freedom. No. Think about it. Think about it. That's good. You see, it takes effort. Okay. And it also takes courage. It's not easy to sit down and to speak about peace and love, that's fine. But if you are serious about peace, sometimes you have to stand up and to speak the truth and to be ready for it. It takes courage as well as to be dignified. And we belong to our principles. This is what I found in all our traditions. When I went and I spent weeks in Dar es Salaam with with the Dalai Lama, when I went to meet with priests in South America and Latin America, when I went to India, when I went with people who are from the traditional African countries with Hindus, what I saw is people who are serious with peace and they are disciplined. They are disciplined with themselves. And we have it in the Quran, even when you fast, for example. When you fast, and what we have in the Quran coming from the Islamic tradition is كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. To fast is prescribed to you as it was prescribed to the religions before you. All the religions. And you can't find any spirituality where this is not central. It's important. You fast, you master yourself to get this inner peace, this new relationship with time and space and humanity. That the spiritual dimension here starts with ourselves, this self-critical, self-mastering process that we have to go through in order to understand that. And this is why I don't want to talk about peace and to celebrate peace in an emotional elevation which has no spiritual light, spiritual wisdom, spiritual commitment, and intellectual understanding. Now, when we speak about hate and when we speak about rejection and racism and war, we have also to think about the reasons. And when it comes to humanity, all our religions, and this is why I'm saying, will never say, for example, Islam is a religion of peace, or Christianity is a religion of peace, or Judaism is a religion of peace, or Buddhism or Hinduism are spirituality of peace. They are all calling for peace, asking every one of us, now this is the way. Struggle, strive to get it. Out of dignity, out of freedom, out of equality, out of dignity, out of forgiveness, out of compassion, out of justice. It's a struggle. We struggle for peace, and this is the very essence of what we have in the Islamic tradition, while we have so many people who are not using it the right way. So when it comes to the reasons, we have hate, of course, we have conflict, and we have war. But we have to ask ourselves from where it comes. And there is something here which is essential. And every one of us in this room, we have to be self-critical with your own mind, your own heart. Dogmatism and lack of humility is the starting point of everything. Dogmatism, I'm right, so you are wrong. And this dimension with this lack of humility, which is arrogance. It has also to do with hate, and when we speak about this, it's racism. And even with racism, we have to be very cautious, because we have racism coming out of fear, because the people don't know. I'm saying to my fellow Muslims, if I was not a Muslim, when I see what I see, when I watch the TV, when I listen to what is said about Islam, I would be scared, because it's scary. So the media coverage is making it something which is the only presence of the Muslims is a problem. So we have here also to differentiate between racism that sometimes is coming out of fear, sometimes it's coming out of essentialization. I saw somebody, I have an anecdote about one Muslim, about one Jew, about one Buddhist, and I essentialize. You are all the same. So also this, it's important here. And then, of course, we have populism. And populism is based, and we have everything. We have populism within religion, and we have populism within our democratic societies. And it's 4 features. The first one is emotional politics. You know, these emotions that can drive you to be with peace this evening and with nothing tomorrow morning. So here we have to be very clear that today our democracies are in danger of emotional politics. Our democracy and what we have is this binary vision that you have within your society today, within all our societies, in the West, in the South, everywhere we are all having this us versus them. And we also are now nurturing a sense of victimhood. We are the victims of these people who are colonizing us. We are the victims of people who don't like us. Victimhood, it's a problem. So it means that we are no longer the subjects of our history, but we are the object of their perceptions. So that's a danger. And then populism is simplistic answers to complex questions and problems. So because we have unemployment, because we have insecurity, because we have trouble, it's them. So this is where we have to deal with this. And it could be, by the way, something that we find within our religious communities. It's not only by far-right parties. The problem of our societies is that what yesterday was said by far-right parties, now it's normalized in the public arena. Now we are able to say it, and we can say it. I would say something very clearly as well, that if we are serious with peace, no one in this room should put any kind of hierarchy between races. No hierarchy. There is no difference between being against the Latinos, the black people, the Muslims, the Jews, or whoever. Black, white, rich and poor, the starting point of us belonging to our principles, no hierarchy when it comes to racism. And what we are seeing now in our TV screens is as if the life of some people has less value than the life of others. So we are not reacting the same, And this is what I'm saying. The life of the people in Africa, the life of the refugees now in the Mediterranean Sea, the life of the migrants, the life of the Palestinians, the life of the Israeli, the life of everybody, it's exactly the same. And the first one, look, I'm becoming emotional, but don't be. So the life of everyone should here be at the same, and we have to understand no hierarchy with the life of the people. We are normalizing in our daily life that when people from our countries are killed, that's a great thing, and so many people in Africa, day in, day out. While we are talking now in Iraq, in Syria, in Africa, in Burma, we have to take a stand by saying this is unacceptable. You touch one life, you touch humanity. So this is also an important point, and as I have to conclude, and I promise to try to be a true Swiss citizen and not an African in the way we deal with time. No, I can say it, I'm an African. Take it as something which is not a racist statement, it's a joke. So I would say that when it comes to this, we also have to deal, and please, while we are having the World Parliament, or the Parliament of the World Religions, don't come with religious ideals and avoid dealing with economic interest, geostrategic interest, power, consumerism, and that we also have to deal with transnational corporations that are spreading this kind. Because today, when you are nurturing controversies, it makes money. They are making money out of this fear that we have. So that's also important. We have to know who are the people who are nurturing this sense of alienation. They are making money out of our fear. They are making money out of weapons, and they come and say, be good citizens, keep quiet. Don't be too critical. So I would say here that this is our responsibility, to the point that some of our governments are spreading here and sometimes in the Middle East or in Africa, insecurity, and then they come with the goodwill by saying, you are scared, so we are going to monitor you. This is exactly what is happening here. In the United States of America, spreading fear and monitoring. For you to feel safe. In the name of security, we are dealing with policies against human rights. And I would say the last thing, we should value and we have to promote freedom of expression. But there is something which is the starting point of peace. You have rights, and we need to protect human rights. But we should remember something that was said by Gandhi at the very time of the Declaration of Human Rights. But we also have duties. Yes, you have the right to say whatever you want. But if you want us to live together, you are responsible of what you say. You have obligation, you have duties with your rights. It's not I say whatever, I insult, and I want afterward to get peace out of my insults. Insulting is not a dignified way to deal with our rights. And I would say, please, if I'm coming here to this parliament, it's not to talk to this crowd and to think that numbers matter. The most important thing is the personal commitment of every one of us at his or her personal level, within our family, within our community, to take peace seriously, meaning all the conditions of peace should be promoted, protected, and this is a struggle. You know what it is? Get it right. Get it right. This is a jihad. This is the right jihad. And I'm calling every one of you, jihad against poverty, jihad against racism, jihad against hate in the name of peace. This is what you get from the very essence of the Islamic message, if we understand it rightly. Thank you.